we going, Shandy? We're going to Rhinebeck. You're going on staycation. Hi friends, welcome back. I'm MC and I just went to Rhinebeck. I am incredibly lucky because I can pretty much consider Rhinebeck or New York Sheep and Wool Festival to be one of my local festivals. And I know that is obviously not the case for everyone. So a lot of people make a really big trek to come to Rhinebeck every year, and I get to kind of just take a little road trip down the road and see all of my friends and all of the lovely people that come flocking to the New York area at this time of year. So I thought I would give you a tiny little quick recap of what happened this weekend while I was away, and we can chat about all the stuff that I got, all the people that I saw. Before I forget, head down and give this a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other videos like this, and let's talk about Rhinebeck weekend. The event itself is actually called New York Sheep and Wool Festival, but it is known colloquially as Rhinebeck because it takes place in Rhinebeck, New York, and that's just kind of what everyone has started calling it over the years. Now, the festival itself takes place on Saturday and Sunday, but there are now so many non-affiliated events that are still kind of related because they're in the yarny world that take place throughout that whole weekend. There are other events. There are lots of yarn stores in the area that do trunk shows or special events or signings or designers coming in and doing visits or whatever, you name it, it happens. So here is what happened on my Rhinebeck trip. I took very, very minimal video. I think on Thursday, which is when we headed up, I was starting to kind of remember to take some filming, and I maybe did a little bit on Friday morning, and then that was out the window. I totally forgot. I was just in the moment. I was having fun. I was just enjoying being with my friends. So if I have any footage, I will put it here over myself while I'm talking, but otherwise, sorry. I was just doing my thing and totally forgot about filming anything. So like I said, we went up on Thursday. We kind of took our time getting up there. We dropped Shandy off with my parents for her little staycation, and then we went and picked up my friend Steph and her son at the airport, and we brought them up to Kingston, which is where we were staying, and we just got some dinner. We visited with our friend Bree, who was having a trunk show at Yarn Farm in Kingston. We stopped by to say hello, and then we just grabbed some dinner, met up with some other friends, and that was pretty much it. Oh, I will also say we ran into Chevas of the Chevyrell podcast on Thursday night, and we saw her again on Friday. I will do my best to try and remember all of the people that I saw, but I didn't like keep a list or anything. So, and anyone that I mention, I will try to put all of the information, anything that I can, down below so that you can go find them. It was really, really fun to meet Chevas. She is awesome, really fun, really kind, really welcoming. We had a lot of good laughs, and she brought some little goodies and stuff with her that she was giving away, and yeah, we grabbed some. It was really fun. So that was it for Thursday. Friday, when we woke up in the morning, we got some breakfast, and then we decided to head to New Paltz, New York. Bree had her trunk show again, and Joe and I took Steph and her son up to New Paltz, New York, which is a really cute town that we have been to a bunch of times. And we went to this store called Cocoon, I think this was the name of it. I'm gonna do my best with all of these things. And it was just a silly, I mean, it wasn't a silly store. It was a great store, but it had like a lot of silly things in it. So I will show you something that I got first, and then I'll show you what Joe got. I got these earrings. Let's see if I can show them to you. I got these really pretty earrings that I thought were really cute. And Joe got a mug that says, "You're either a smart fella or a farce-mella." Is that gonna focus? Come on. There it is. Yes. So Joe got that mug. I can now officially pass this on to him so he can take it to work with him. I think. I don't know what he wants to do with it. So that's what we got there. Then we just kind of wandered around. There's so much cute stuff in New Paltz. There's an art shop and like lots of kitschy little shops you can go into, record store, things like that. There is the tea shop as well that we went to, which is called, that's a fantastic question. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. It's called The Ridge Tea and Spice, and we got, oh my gosh, we got a little bit of tea there. This smells so good. But I also grabbed this vintage mug that I feel like it's so weird that it always wants to focus on the robot behind me. I got this vintage mug there. This is the same place where I got the vintage mug that I now use as my 1 week one skein mug. So another one to add to the collection. And that is non-yarn related and a silly little show and tell, but that is what we got when we were in New Paltz. And then we headed to Indie Untangled. No, we didn't. That's a lie. We headed to Cake Palooza. And that was really cute. This was my first time being at Cake Palooza. It was a great experience. No complaints, no notes. It was fun. I didn't buy anything other than some kettle corn while I was there. So it was great. It was fun. It was lots of fun to walk around and see people and say hi and whatever, but we were not there for very long. Not many of us did any shopping at all. And that's it. Then we moved on to Indie Untangled. And I have been to Indy several times before. It was great, as usual. It was a little bit quieter than I feel like I have remembered it being in the past. And unfortunately, they were dealing with a little bit of a problem, not their fault at all, but there was a water main break in the town. And so therefore, the location that we were at for Indy had no plumbing. And they handled it in the best way that they could, and they shuttled people off to bathrooms, and it was great. It was easy peasy. It was kind of fun to go on a little ride off to the bathroom. And yeah, Indy was fantastic as usual, pretty much the same vibes as it always is. And while I was there, I got a couple of things. The only thing I did was shop at Bah Humble, because my friend Stacy was bending, and I got a keychain of Progress Keepers. I'm going to take a little clip of this. Oh my gosh. What is going on? What is going on? We can do this. Focus on the stuff. Did we do it? Did we do it? There we go. I'm going to put in a close-up clip of these things because they're teeny tiny little Progress Keepers. They're hard to see. So Stacy was doing this really fun thing where you could basically get a keychain or a bracelet and turn it into like a charm bracelet, basically, with stitch markers or Progress Keepers. And there was this little like make your own bar where you could go digging around and pick out what you wanted. And I got a keychain because I thought it's just more useful for me to have a keychain. And I got a Progress Keeper that is in the shape of New York State. I got a glittery Christmas tree because I thought it was cute. I got a leaf that is changing colors like the autumn time. And I got an old Pyrex bowl because those are just stinking cute. And then after I purchased that, I was all checked out and I turned around and I went, oh, never mind, I have to get more things because I got this. And this is a, oh my gosh, I forget what Stacy calls them. I think it's a, nope, I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna say what it is because I don't remember what it's called. But basically, it is a little clip that you can put onto your skeins of yarn to keep your ends. Now, this works better if you are a center pull person, because then you have a loose end on the outside of your skein and you can clip this on so that you don't lose the tail on the outside of the skein. I am not a center pull person, so for me this is really just decoration, but it is a clip. It keeps things organized, and it has a magnet on the back so that you can hook your tapestry needle or even like a couple of light bulb stitch markers or something like that to it and keep it together. But it says this is the skein of a killer, and I almost died. That is a quote from Twilight. Well, it's this is the skin of a this is the skin of a killer. But I kind of want to color in Edward's little profile with some glitter at some point. We will see. So that is what I got at Indie Untangled, and that was it. Then we went out to dinner with Kate, who is one of a Kate, and Stacy of Bah Humble, and a couple other friends that we met up with. And we got dinner, and that was it. That was Friday. It was lovely, fantastic day, as usual. No complaints. And then we woke up on Saturday, and it was time for the big event, Rhinebeck itself, New York sheep and wool. And to be honest, we got there pretty late in the day. Not that late, but we are not interested in going when it opens. We have no interest in standing in line. So we waited a little bit, but then we did get stuck in traffic on the way there. So I think we didn't end up getting there till about 11:30. Oh well, it is what it is. And then Bree and I wanted to go straight to the fleece sale. So we got a fleece. We got a fleece. And I am very surprised at what I came home with this year. I did not expect this. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. It's stinky and it is tied up nicely and very compact. But we actually got a Corriedale fleece. We split it in half. It was 5 pounds, 6 ounces. So each of us took home approximately 2 pounds and 11 ounces of Corriedale. And what's really cool about this fleece is that it was the first place winner of the youth category. So we were talking to one of the volunteers, and apparently they're trying really hard to get kids and younger people more interested in agriculture and livestock and things like that in general. And so they've been really encouraging kids to join into the youth competition. And we got the winning fleece. So this fleece is fantastic. It is such a good one. We spent a little while talking to one of the volunteers about it, and she told us about the young teen girl who had taken care of this sheep and entered it into the competition. The sheep did not come with a name, unfortunately, but we got the email address of the girl who owned the sheep, and the volunteer said, oh my gosh, she would love to hear from you. So I think maybe as we go through this process, I might send her some pictures of this fleece once it is, I start working on it. Oh no. Sorry, my alarm went off on my phone. It also came with a blue ribbon. Don't worry, I double checked that the winner actually got to keep their own blue ribbon. Otherwise I was gonna put it in the mail for them. And in case you're wondering, we did also double check that the winner gets to keep the money that is made from the sale of the fleece. So I'm very happy that that went to this young girl that put in all this effort and did such an amazing job. After that, it was just time to head to the hill and hang out for the rest of the day. We pretty much just talked to people all day long. I saw Claire from Perfectly Knotted, which was really fun. I wasn't expecting her to be there. I saw a whole bunch of just friends that I have from online. At one point later in the day, I ran into Shelbey from Shelbey in the Book Club on YouTube and Shelbey Monet on Instagram. And she was like, oh, I'm just here with family. I don't do yarny things. I do books. And my friend Val and I were like, hang on, what? And then we were like, yarn who? Let's talk about books. And so we talked to Shelbey for a while, and that was really fun. I have been catching up the past couple days on Shelbey's YouTube channel. We don't have a ton of crossover in our like genre preferences for books, but honestly, I don't care. I don't need someone to like to read the same things as me. I just like to follow the vibe, and I've been having so much fun. It was such a fun thing to just run into someone from like a different passion of mine at Rhinebeck. So that was really cool. Who else did we run into? Oh, I can't think anymore. We took a lot of pictures. We saw a lot of people. It was really fun. And then I went shopping very late in the day at, oh wait, I'm a mess. I got all my stuff everywhere. I went to Bosworth Spindles, and I have actually started using this spindle already. This is, sorry, I have stuff everywhere. Where's my little tag? Where's my tag? There we go. Okay, this spindle is Bloodwood, and it is 26 grams or 0.91 ounces. It has a Bloodwood whirl and I believe I forget what this is for the shaft. Maple? Birch? I don't know. And I've already started using it. As you can see, I have a Rolag attached to it. I also learned a new word from the kind people at Bosworth, and that is chatoyance. And that is the inner glow that is coming from this wood. And I thought it was so cool, and I had to take it home with me. This was amazing. What a find. I love it. It was so cool. And then we went out to dinner with some friends after that, and I met up, or we all met up with our friend Wendy of Warm Stripes. I should take these out of here. Hang on a second. I will also put a close-up of these as well. But I got these 2 stitch markers from Wendy of Warm Stripes. Come on, you can do it, and focus, please. Anyway, Wendy has been making these pumpkin progress keepers, and I really wanted this bluey one. And then I had Joe reach into the bag and pull out something random. She had other things in there as well, but he picked out this kind of blacky gold pumpkin as well. So I got 2 pumpkins, and I love them because I love every single thing that comes from Wendy. And we got to talk about art things together, and that was really fun. Let's see. I think that's really all I got to say about that. Then it was Sunday, and we were back at New York Sheep and Wool, and I bought nothing until the last 15 minutes of the event as they were like announcing that things were closing. I bought a lemonade, and then I bought nothing else. So we really just like wandered, hung around, had a good day, chatted with people, moseyed, looked at animals, met a sheep that just really stinking loved chin scratches, met a goat that also liked chin scratches and tried to eat my finger. Lots of fun. And then at the very end of the day, I went back to Bosworth Spindles, and I got this really cool one, which I think it's fun to go back and check at places throughout the day or throughout the weekend, because sometimes they add different stock that they didn't have out before. And this is a bog oak spindle, and it says it is wood certified to be over 5,000 years old, which is wild. So this is 15 grams or 0.53 ounces. So this is really light. And this has a walnut shaft, and I'm in love with it. As soon as I finish filling up my bloodwood spindle, I will be moving on to that one next. And then we were leaving the buildings and I went, stop. Because I had seen something, I had seen someone walking around with a shirt earlier in the weekend, and I had no idea that they had gotten it at Rhinebeck. And then I saw it on a table and they were almost out, and I like blacked out. If anyone knows where this came from, please let me know in a comment. I have no idea where I was. I literally just stopped and grabbed shirts and like gave them my money, and I have absolutely no clue where this came from. I like entered another plane of existence for a few minutes while I was doing this, because this shirt says knit one F you. I'm dying. I'm dying. Potentially my new favorite shirt. Love it so much. Cannot wait to wear this. And then shortly before we left for the end of the day, we saw Shayla of Black Pearl Magic, which was so cool. I have been in the same place as Shayla so many times and have never actually met her. And she recently started, recently-ish, started a new podcast called Charm City Ewenicorns. And it was really fun to be able to meet Shayla in person. And that is it. That is it. After that, we went out to dinner again. What did we do for dinner? Oh, okay, I remember. We went to a place called Rough Draft, which is a bar and bookstore in Kingston, which was really cool. I got myself 2 books. I happen to have them sitting here next to me. I got Tentacle by Rita Indiana. Something that I thought was really cool about this bookshop is that they had a lot of like small press stuff, a lot of novellas and short stories and things like that. So I grabbed this. It sounded cool. And then I got The Cautious Traveler's Guide to the Wastelands, a novel by Sarah Brooks. And this one, I was interested in this, but then I also pulled this off the shelf and I was like looking through it and I spilled my beer all over it. So I thought I would do the right thing and I would take this one home with me and not put it back on the shelf. Luckily, it was the only sacrifice that was made to my beer. So it actually looks fine now. I was like really surprised. I thought it would be stained or something. It's totally good, but I didn't want to, I wanted to do the right thing. So brought these home with me, and then we went out to dinner at a place I can't remember the name of, and it was yummy, and I had a very, very, very strong margarita. And then we just hung out for the rest of the night. I was doing a lot of spinning. I actually barely, I think I knit a tiny bit on the way up to Rhinebeck, and I knit for like maybe 15 minutes over the course of the whole weekend, and I was mostly just spinning. So this is really fun. I have amassed a little bit of a collection of Bosworth spindles now. So I have been spinning these Rolags from Kira Wiggins, who is actually at Indie Untangled, I believe. And so I've been working on spinning these, and now I am getting close to being done. So that is all that I did over the weekend. I did even less than I thought I was going to. And with that being said, were you there? Did you go? Did you have a good time at Rhinebeck? I will also be going to the Fiber Festival of New England that is in a couple of weeks here in New England, in Massachusetts. It is just across the border from Connecticut for me, and I can't wait to see you there if you go to that as well. So I hope you enjoyed taking this little field trip with me to Rhinebeck, or recapping it because I barely took any footage. So until next year or the next festival or just the next episode, take care of you and I will see you later. Bye.